functions are more or less same, right? Like, you urinate, right? You sneeze, you defecate, those are lower order reflex functions, right? Heart is being controlled in all creatures. Those things are being done, right? So the human frontal part of the brain is much more well developed. Okay? So as a whole, if I ask you, frontal lobe is responsible for those important higher order brain functions. Okay, now you have seen that some areas are motor areas, some areas are sensory areas, right? Somatosensory area. Visual area is what? What do you think? Visual goes from here to there. Sensory or motor? Sensory, right? How about auditory? From here to brain. Sensory, right? Everything going from outside to inside, sensory, right? And motor, now you tell me. Just think and tell me. Your primary motor is, of course, motor, right? Controlling the muscle movement. Make sense? How about Broca's area? From Broca's, signal goes where? Vocal cord, right? I mentioned vocal cord. From here to here, right? That is motor or sensory? Motor. Clear? So, you see that you have some areas, those are motor areas, some areas, those are what? Sensory areas. Is it clear? But also, you have some areas in your brain, those are called association areas. This is interesting. Association. Association areas combine two or more modalities. You know the meaning association, right? Joining together. So association areas combine two or more modalities together. Now look at me. When I'm talking, right? You are doing what? You are listening, right? At the same time, you are looking at me, right? So from your eye, signal is going to your visual area, located here, right? And from your ear, at the same time, going to auditory area. Makes sense? Here. So those two areas are far from each other, right? But simultaneously, they are getting signal. One from eye, one from ear, right? So there must be another area where those two signals are combined together. Make sense? Otherwise, you will get lost. Like if you see that I am moving my mouth, I am talking, right? And sound is coming from that skeleton. Would it make sense? No. You'll get lost, right? You'll get confused. What's going on? So there must be an area where two signals are combined, right? To make sense that yes, both are coming from same, right? Structure. So those association areas are very important and they integrate, combine multi-pole functions. Gray matter, white matter in the cerebrum. If you cut the cerebrum and take a piece out like a cake and see, so it looks like a cake, right? So you see the outer part is gray matter and inner part is white matter in the cerebrum. So surface is gray matter. That's the cortex. See the surface is gray matter. That is the cerebral cortex. If you cut the brainstem and spinal cord, it is kind of opposite, but outer part is white matter, inner part is gray. Outer part is white, inner part is gray. Make sense? So in the cerebrum, outer layer is gray, which is the cortex, and inner part is the white. In brainstem and spinal cord, inner part is gray, outer part is white. If you separate two hemispheres like this, two hemispheres like this, and see the medial aspect of the cerebral hemisphere, you see this is the structure called the corpus callosum. Corpus callosum. It connects two hemispheres, and through the corpus callosum, this is a very important structure, because two hemispheres are connected by corpus callosum and two hemispheres are talking to each other through the corpus callosum. Is it clear? So now you look at me. You have how many ears? Two, right? 2 ears. So you have two auditory cortexes, right? One here, another here, right? And you are listening sound through both. So signal is going here as well as here, right? Now these two areas must talk to each other, right? Must talk to each other. So through the corpus callosum, from this side the fibers are going like this, to the other side, from this side the fibers are going like this. Make sense? So inside the corpus callosum you have what? Fibers going from one side to other, right? Like this. So that's the function of corpus callosum. Through the corpus callosum, fibers are going from one side to the other side. And now sometime callosectomy, dissection of corpus callosum is done. Have you heard that? If someone has severe epilepsy, epilepsy, if epilepsy is in this side, right, the neurons get excited heavily, okay? That causes, seizure. Now, when these neurons get heavily excited, okay, start to produce burst of action potential, the signal will go from spread, right? It's electrical signal, so will spread, right? And can go to the healthy side, right? Go to the healthy side through corpus callosum. So in that case, what we will do, if we cannot control by medicine, sometimes we dissect those fibers, the corpus callosum. So the signal will stay here, will not go to the healthy side. Make sense? So that is callosectomy. Homunculi. I mentioned homunculi are maps of your body in your brain. Very simple. Maps of your whole body, entire body in your brain. Is it clear? Now you remember in front of central sulcus, you have primary motor cortex, this one. Behind, you have primary somatosensory cortex, right? In these two areas, you have your entire body map. These two areas, you have what? Entire body map. Those are called homunculi. Culus is singular, culi plural. What does it mean? See, interesting. This is the primary somatosensory cortex. You see the entire body is represented in it, right? This is the primary motor cortex, that precentral. The entire body map is here. Okay? Let's go to somatosensory. What does it mean that face area is here in the somatosensory cortex? Hand area is here. That means what? Very simple. If I touch my hand here, sensory signal will go from here to the somatosensory cortex, right? Which area will receive that signal? This area. Make sense? If I touch the face, signal will go to this area. Make sense? That's why it is called the somatosensory cortex. Sensory signal will go from different parts of the body to that cortex. Is it clear? Okay. This is very interesting. You see, hand is, if I ask you this map, body map is proportionate to your body parts or disproportionate? Disproportionate, right? Because you see, head is very big, right? In the brain. But actually, head is not that big. Make sense? So, homunculus is a disproportionate body map in your brain. I can say that, right? Now, why the hand is bigger? Because hand needs more neuron. That's why the hand area is bigger. Trunk area is smaller. This is called use-dependent map. We use the hands a lot, right? To touch the things. We use our hands a lot, right? Fingers. So gradually that area gets what? Bigger. You know, there are researchers that says that have shown that has shown that if from your very early childhood, if you play, you know, instrument, musical instrument a lot, like 30 years, 40 years, you're playing that, right? Your finger areas get bigger than average speed. That means use dependent, right? If you use more, that area expands. Okay. And if you don't use any area, that area shrinks. Make sense? I did interesting research on this field. You know, raccoons. Have you seen raccoons? They use these two fingers a lot, right?
Raccoons, yeah.
Yeah, raccoons, right? So these two finger areas in somatosensory cortex is very clear and big. Okay, so what I have done, I have dissected the nerve from this index finger, okay, of raccoon by surgery, and what I have found that within 2 weeks, that finger area, like if in raccoon it is very clear, right? This area is very clear, this area is very clear. So the area that I have, you know, dissected the nerve from that finger, the signal is not going to the brain, right? Not going to the brain. So what happens, the adjacent finger areas encroach, takes that area, takes up that area. It's very interesting, right? So you see that the areas are not getting signal will be taken by the adjacent areas, right? So it's like always that kind of things are going on. That is the plasticity of the brain. Okay? So I'll talk about that on Thursday night. Okay? So if you can come, just join, I'll talk about my research. Okay? So it's very interesting. So that is the sensory homunculus. The motor homunculus, you see, again, hand area is much bigger than the trunk and leg because we move the hand fingers a lot, right? So same reason we move. This is due to movement. That is somatosensory is due to touch. Now this is motor cortex. That means what? If I stimulate this area, how you can know this motor? If you stimulate this part, if I put an electrode and pass electrical stimulation there, okay, electrically if I stimulate that area, what you'll see that hand is moving like this. Every time I stimulate there, what will happen? Hand will move, okay? Because motor cortex sending signal to this part of my hand, to this part of my body, right? If I stimulate this area, putting an electrode, electrical stimulation, every time I will stimulate, what will happen? The leg will move. Make sense? So the signal is going to the muscle. So sensory going to the brain, right? And motor coming out from the brain. So that's how we know. So creating this map is very simple because if I put electrodes, right, in different areas and stimulate and see which area is moving and create the map, right? From this area signal is going to the leg, from this area signal is going to the hand, right? So I can create a nice map. And that's how these maps were created.